Hello and welcome to Plateau Fact File, available only on Platopedia. My name is Stanley Bentu, the Director of Media Research at the Plateau State Directorate of Research Planning and Documentation, DRPD. What is the idea behind Nigerian governments working with development partners like the World Bank and the principle of counterpart funding? Why is it an important strategic move for the states? How is it beneficial to the people? Great question. The collaboration between the Nigerian government and development partners like the World Bank, the European Union, and others is a strategic approach to achieving sustainable development, especially in areas like health, education, infrastructure, and agriculture. Now here's a breakdown of the idea, the role of counterpart funding, and why it is a smart strategy for state governments and how it benefits the citizens. The core idea is leveraging external support, both technical and financial, to bridge the gap in public financing, access global expertise and innovation, and to fast-track development in key sectors. Development partners like the World Bank bring in funding like grants or soft loans. They bring in technical expertise and monitoring and accountability frameworks. The Nigerian government or state governments contribute by aligning projects with local priorities, providing counterpart funding, and ensuring implementation on the ground. Counterpart funding is when the Nigerian government, federal or state, commits to contributing a percentage of the project cost, usually in cash or kind, as a commitment to the success of the project. For example, if the World Bank funds 80% of a project, a state might contribute 20% to show ownership, seriousness, and ensure sustainability. While there are plenty of reasons why this is a smart strategic move, including access to bigger resources. With limited budgets, states cannot tackle all their problems alone, but with counterpart funding, they unlock far larger pools of investment. Strategic capacity. Working with global organizations improves local skills, systems, and institutions. For example, project planning, monitoring, and accountability. It also builds credibility. States that fulfill counterpart obligations earn trust and repeat support from development partners. And finally, it encourages sustainability. When states co-invest, they are more likely to maintain and sustain the infrastructure or program after the donor exits. Now, how do citizens benefit? They benefit through improved public services, better health centers, schools, roads, and water systems. They also benefit from job creation. Infrastructure projects and agricultural programs create employment. Access to innovation. Programs often bring in new technology like solar power for clinics. Reduced inequality. Many projects are focused on the vulnerable or underserved communities. And faster development. With more funding and efficiency, communities feel the impact much sooner. Working with development partners and offering counterpart funding is not just about money. It's about shared responsibility, leveraging strengths, and accelerating progress. It's a win-win. Development partners reach their goals, states expand services efficiently, and citizens enjoy better quality of life. Would you like a breakdown of a specific project and how these principles are played out? Well, that's awesome. Let's use the EU-Nigeria Solar for Health project in Plateau State as an example to break down how development partners and counterpart funding equal real, visible benefits for the people. The project goal is to provide clean, reliable solar electricity to primary healthcare centers across Nigeria, especially to rural areas, so that they can offer better medical care and store vaccines safely and operate equipment consistently. And this is development partnership in action. The European Union provides 10 million euros in funding. They also provide technical support through agencies like GIZ and NTU International. And finally, they provide oversight and global best practices. On the other hand, the Plateau State government provides counterpart funding. Plateau State, for instance, gave 30%. Local implementation is also provided, selecting clinics and monitoring progress. And finally, the state government provides integration into the state healthcare policies. What has counterpart funding done? Plateau State contributed 1.3 billion naira, being 30% of the project cost, as a show of commitment. This ensured a selection of 25 PHCs across 17 LGAs, installation of solar systems, and provision of basic infrastructure upgrades. And this unlocked millions of euros worth of investment, something that Plateau alone might not have been able to fund quickly. And there are tangible benefits for the people. Here are some of them. So, why does this work so well? It's because we have shared responsibility, which leads to better project execution. EU funds means bigger, faster impact, and Plateau's 30% equals state ownership and accountability. And finally, there's public benefit, stronger trust in government, and international partners. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Thank you, and see you again next time.